right, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Luis. I'm co-founder and CTO of Aperture Data. Our product is Aperture DB, which is a multimodal database, if we can hit it off with a demo. And I'm going to be showing you one of the latest features that we added to our cloud service as well. So we're ready to get started. And what I'm going to cover is how to use our new cloud service, where you can connect and create a new instance of Aperture DB, where you can store all of your data, your images, your videos, feature vectors. We have a built-in vector DB, which works better than many of the solutions that are out there. And what we're going to be seeing today is these two basic steps that are kind of like the basic steps to do any training and processing over large amounts of images and videos. We're going to be importing data from a bucket on S3. And for that, we're going to be using one of our workflows, which is a new feature. Here we just show we have a Aperture DB instance running on our cloud account. And right now, you can see the database is empty. So there are no objects. It's a fresh database that we just instantiated. But in our next step, what we're going to do is take some of this data that it's very unstructured data, just a bunch of images sitting on a S3 bucket that we want to start running analytics on. So for that, we're going to be using one of the new features that we launch on our cloud service, which is we call workflows, a very overloaded term these days. But here you can see we just provide the information about the bucket containing the images. And those images are going to be ingested and imported into Aperture DB very easily, so that later we can start running some processing on that data. And this is kind of like the boring part of doing building all the pipelining and moving images around and moving data around. But with Aperture DB and many of the features that we're adding into our cloud service, you can do that very easily with a few clicks. And the starting point is no longer figuring out where the data is, but rather having all the data in a structured way on a database that has a query language that can be used to access, filter, and do any of the operations. So in this demo, what we show here was the first step, which is inserting these images. As you can see, now the workflow is up and running. We will see how new images are coming into the database, and we can use our web UI for that Aperture DB instance to visualize some of the images. So far, so good, but it was very easy to just get started with a bunch of random images that were sitting on a S3 bucket and get my processing data analytics pipeline for images or videos up and running very easily. But that's not all. I guess another thing that we can do is create another workflow that it's going to run processing of those images. In this case, we're going to run object detection. So we're going to run an object detection algorithm, in this case, using the MobileNet network as an example. We support other networks as well. But just with a few clicks, you can have that pipeline up and running that is going to be generating bounding boxes for the images. So now that we have started that workflow and that process, we'll wait a few more seconds as we see how we're done with ingesting the images right now, but the next step is going to be seeing the bounding boxes for the object detection on all of those images coming in. We can see that the workflow is already up and running and started. And right there, we start seeing some bounding boxes coming in from the images that just a few minutes ago we only had sitting on a S3 bucket without really knowing much. And on our web UI, you can visualize. And of course, Aperture DB has a query language. And you have all the APIs to access all this information and all the results of the processing on your images and videos. Thank you.